Welcome to Listening to Audio Podcast. Today, we're diving into a topic that's as intriguing as it is devastating, the implosion of financial bubbles. Did you know that the dot-com bubble in the early 2000s wiped out a staggering $6.2 trillion in household wealth?
That's right, Jian. And if that wasn't enough, the end of the housing bubble slashed away more than $8 trillion. It's hard to overstate how socially devastating these financial bubbles can be. They ruin lives.
Absolutely, Yu Yin. But why do these bubbles happen? And more importantly, why do they keep happening? It seems like we never learn our lessons.
Many people point to greed as the culprit, claiming it's an indelible part of human nature. But is that really the whole story?
Good question. While greed might play a role, it's crucial to remember that no one is crazy. People often make financial decisions based on limited information and without logic, even if those decisions seem irrational in hindsight.
Exactly. Blaming bubbles solely on greed overlooks important lessons about how and why people justify their decisions. Financial bubbles are complex, much like political parties. Outcomes are clear only in hindsight, but causes and blame are often hotly debated.
Right. And let's not forget about the fierce competition for investment returns. Someone has to own every asset at every moment. This creates a reluctance among investors to acknowledge they might own an overvalued asset.
So true. It's like a game where everyone is trying to outsmart each other without realizing they're playing different games altogether. Investors often take cues from others who have different goals and time horizons.
That's a key point. For instance, how much should you pay for Google stock today? The answer varies drastically depending on whether you plan to hold it for 30 years or just a few months.
Exactly. A long-term investor would look at Google's future cash flows, while a day trader might not care about fundamentals at all, just the price movements throughout the day.
And this difference in perspective can lead to disastrous consequences when long-term investors start mimicking short-term traders. They might find themselves caught in a bubble without even realizing it.
Yes. During the dot-com bubble, many investors were buying stocks at inflated prices simply because everyone else was doing it. They thought, maybe these traders know something I don't, but they were just following momentum.
Momentum can be intoxicating. It attracts more short-term traders, shifting the market dynamics and leading to inflated prices that don't reflect true value.
And this happened again during the housing bubble. People were flipping homes for quick profits without considering long-term value. The number of houses flipped surged dramatically.
It's fascinating and frightening how these patterns repeat themselves. We often see record trading volumes during these bubbles, which indicates that investors are focused on short-term gains rather than long-term stability.
So what's the takeaway here? Understanding your own investment goals and time horizon is crucial. Don't get swayed by others playing a different game.
Precisely. Identifying what game you're playing can help you avoid costly mistakes and stay focused on your own financial strategy.
Well said, Jian. Let's keep this conversation going in future episodes as we explore more about behavioral economics and its impact on our financial decisions.
Sounds great. Thanks for tuning in to Listening to Audio Podcast. Until next time.